Gamers, how are we doing today? How are we doing? It has been a busy day for me. Had to drive up a couple hours, drive down a couple hours, which I'm sure for some folks does not sound like a whole lot, but for me, it's been an exhausting day. Why don't I just open Pokemon TCG Live? That is not what I'm playing currently. Hey, what up, Scoop? Sorry that I haven't responded to your message yet. That is one thing on my agenda to do. Close Pokemon. Be gone. Steam. Trigger Happy Havoc. Let's go. Thank you for the lurk, Ian. How are you doing, Scoobs? We're not doing so good, gamers. I'm doing fine mentally. I'm just a little bit tired. Or are you saying you're not doing so good? Because I know you meant you. I'm sorry. Oh, Sheepy's not doing the Wordle. Sheepy did one Wordle and then said, no thank you. This game sucks. This game's stupid. Can I skip the intro? I feel like I ask this every time. Okay, escape skips the intro. And they cheated. I didn't even cheat this time, and I got it in like 2. A trail ruin. Ooh. What is a trail ruin? As my eyelids began to slide closed, the conversation I had had with Sayaka that morning began to replay. In a way, it's almost frustrating. Even if I understand where her desperation is coming from, I can't share in it. The pressure she's under is way different from anything a normal high schooler like me goes through. She didn't just stumble into this school the way I did, so I can't say I feel things the way she does. Compared to her, no, compared to everyone else here, there's no doubt I just don't match up. I guess that might explain my own frustration. I feel like I have at times confused Sheepy and Ian's profiles. So I get it. Ahem, so I'm sure that you've noticed the killing game has begun, but there's still room for a little laughter. It seems our newest students, already so filled with despair, still have hope of escape. So when will it begin? When will their hope... Did I go to the wrong time? I feel like I've read all this before. I definitely loaded the wrong save. Right? This is not the right... Yeah, this is not the right save, right? Load. Yes, okay, so I did a separate save. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, that does not seem right. Okay, wait, hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen. Next you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want. Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina? Huh? Remember what you were telling me earlier? Well, I went to go get some tea from the kitchen last night and all the knives were still there. But when I finished my tea and went back into the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah. Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct? Yeah, that's right. And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall? No, I don't think so. You don't think so? No, he definitely wasn't there. The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall, but I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife. What is this? What is this? What is this? Effing Makoto on the side here, or he's just like oscillating wildly. Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto were in on it together and lying to protect each other? What is this, a fucking, like, like deduction game where you have two traders. Idiot swimmer girl. Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that? Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear if there is an accomplice. Do they also become blackened? So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murderer is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate. So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it. Does this game have an investigation section like Ace Attorney? Yes. Dramatic. Turbines are structures that spawn in a few biomes. They were introduced in the update that added archaeology. Oh, it's filled a bunch of blocks that you can use to the brush to uncover loot. Oh. I mean, she probably went back out the same way that it came in. There's no way anyone will work together, right? But what if they did work together and they just didn't know about the rule? Ah, good grief. Enough already. No, okay. There are no accomplices in this case. Oops. Did I say that out loud? Oh man, why did that do that in my throat this time? Goodness me. Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall and I didn't take the knife. So I'm not the killer. Okay, so then who did take the knife? It seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall. No way! I swear it wasn't me! Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that? I can. That's right. Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea. I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's... me. Right. But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife? Actually, no. Because, well... Just spit it out already. I stayed in Hina's room last night. I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking. I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have the airtight alibis. You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations? We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room. So I don't think that's a problem. It is a problem. A boy and a girl spending the night together. It's unwholesome. But I'm a girl. Bruh. What? You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Ridiculous. But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there? Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina? Oh yeah, that's true. One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there. Why didn't you say so in the first place? Well, because they're not here anymore. Someone who's not here? Are you talking about? Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall, and then later, she wound up dead. Sayaka? Okay, the person who took the knife from the kitchen was... Sayaka, it sounds like. Then Sayaka's the one who took the knife? That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water, but most likely... the person who took the knife was the victim herself. I'm sure she just took it for self-defense. So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her and she was killed with it? In that case, you might not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her. What? See, you did do it, after all. No, you're wrong. So that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction. You possess the most terrifying talent. Damn, if I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. Don't they understand? If they convict me, everyone's gonna die. Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto was the killer, wouldn't you say? Because, you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer. Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about? Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? Your first Hangman's Gambit is about— oh wait, sorry, my bad. Would you like to hear more? Yes, please. What is that? As things advance further in a class trial, the Hangman's Gambit will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. You'll have to deduce the phrase from the letters flying around and the letters already known. It's just like Wordle! Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Use the mouse to aim, then press the left mouse button to shoot the desired letters. If you shoot down the wrong letter, you'll suffer damage to your influence gauge. If this gauge reaches 0, or if you run out of time, you fail. Well then, good luck and have fun! Some of that should have been at the scene, but wasn't. That must be the crucial point. If we can just figure out what that something is. What the freak is it? Good luck, have fun? I H-U... Lots of H's. There's an A, an H. H again, an R. What is missing from the scene? Can I not look at my... I can't look at my clues, can I? Oops. A-H-H... Does it reveal more letters, or am I just cooked here? What was missing from the scene that should have been there? The gun was there, or the knife was there. The blood was there. Does it reveal more letters, or am I just gonna have to guess it from here? H. H. Okay. It's clearly... Oh, was it hair? 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 Wait, hair was missing from the scene? Oh, wait, that's right, because they cleaned up all the hair. That's right, that's right. That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor. So, the culprit removed some evidence? Yes, and if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room. The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there. You okay? That makes sense, does it not? No, if that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair. Ahaha! Yes, very true, very true. Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground? The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there. Wait, then that means... Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same. Then, Makoto isn't the culprit? But are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair? No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it. I would like to hear these reasons. Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right? Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom and stabbed her. And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it? What do you mean? It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. They definitely have like similar vibes, and I think maybe that's why Brendan likes them. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto? The killer struggled getting into the bathroom, and the evidence that proves it is... I mean, either one of these, right? Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right? Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob? A doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed and the doorknob's about ready to fall off? Oh, yeah, true. But what does it mean? In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion. So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? Why is she like having an orgasm on the side here? If the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it. You still don't see? Okay then. Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand. Oko said it was a bewildering act. I almost didn't notice it at first, but is that the key point here? There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? From here on out, the number of weak spots will start going up. Okay, here we go. This is what Chibi was talking to me about. Obviously, this game seems like really easy if you just have to like find the orange text and press the shoot button. But having to deal with like multiple weak spots and multiple pieces of evidence, that seems interesting. But no matter how many weak spots, there's essentially only one lie or contradiction in that debate. What I'm trying to say is, not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. Okay. Use a truth bullet on the wrong one, and not only will you fail to refute what they said, but you'll also lower your trust with everyone and your influence gauge will take damage. I would say look up how to install data packs, because I don't remember off the top of my head. It's somewhere, I'm pretty sure it's in the Minecraft folder. There's a .data packs, or no, it's in the world. They're on a per world basis. So if you go into worlds, then every world has a data packs folder, and you just slot it in there. And this is important because if your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail. You'll have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or contradictions. Okay, perfect. I was also like, okay, if I just have to find the one weak spot, this seems pretty easy still. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay, I like this. Now I have to actually think about what the truth is. Bathroom door frame. The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom. Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom. At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door, because Sayaka had locked it. And finally, the culprit had Sayaka cornered. And to finish the job, they stabbed her with the kitchen knife. It was you, wasn't it, Makoto? Admit it! We already know the answer. It's obvious that my bathroom door wouldn't open, but the real reason for that is... Yeah, it's because the door was locked. wasn't because it was locked. The reason my bathroom door didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with locking bathrooms, right? Yes, now that you mention it, that is true. Then, why didn't your bathroom door open? Because it was stuck. Huh? What are you talking about? My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yep, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door. That's not lucky at all.
The reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked, so they tore apart the doorknob to get in. Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms. The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime. One important detail? Something the killer didn't know. For some reason, they were convinced the door was locked, which means the important detail the killer didn't know was... The killer must not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable!
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through. So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were. Ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident, but... They thought Makoto was a girl? Perchance, perhaps. No, the nameplates got switched at some point, although I didn't do that, so I'm not sure who did that. The killer must have been considerably confused with no idea how they actually got the door opened. Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is... definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right? That is... a definite possibility. So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms. Then Makoto couldn't have done it. That's what I've been trying to tell you. Okay, then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up. Quit without saving.
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it? Well then, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules. Majority rules? Do you really think that's a good idea? Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious. Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem. Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question. Oh, you. You don't gotta sound so disappointed. It's fine, it's fine. Just ask a question. Oh, yeah, okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how'd the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place? Yes, how did the killer get inside? Maybe Sayaka just dropped the keys somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right? I don't think so. That seems way too convenient. Then maybe someone picked the lock? Negative. If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable. That's not a thing.
Fine, how about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizano just let him in.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me. Sounds like someone doesn't know his place. Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
The reason there's no way Sayaka invited her killer into the room, I already have the answer. That always accounts. I mean, the mere fact of switching rooms is evidence, right? Like, that's proof that, like, she wouldn't have let them in. right? I think that's it, right? That's us switching rooms. That seems right. Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place. Here's a question for you guys. Are there multiple valid pieces of evidence sometimes for things? The same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching? That was not the right voice. It's fine. Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone. You don't think so? Okay. What if her being scared was a lie? Huh? What the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that? I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me, can you still deny the possibility? There's something I want to talk to you about. Just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay? I found a notepad during my search and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil. And these are the words that appeared.
Oh man, I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
A pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room. Huh? Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it. Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night. So, Makoto, did you write this? No, I didn't, but... Of course you didn't, because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature, Sayaka's signature. Then, that note, Sayaka wrote it? But why? Why would she write that? The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you get an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist? Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened. Huh? What makes you say that? Would you like to hear what I have to say? Very well then, pay attention. Make your argument. He looks so mad. Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says my room. Well, that's not right. Okay. I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room. Exactly, the room that Makoto was staying in. Wrong! The nameplates on Mai and Saiko's room got switched. They got switched? That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's. So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room. Infamous semi-accidental fever dreamy naps? Ooh! What was the dream? Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room, where Sayaka was. Plus, the rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was, well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto? Right. Okay, then who did it? There's only one person who could have switched the nameplates. Sayaka. Me and Sayaka were the only ones who even ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka. You can also infer as much from her note. something I want to talk to you about. Just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay? She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplates. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched. But why would she switch them in the first place? She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room. What? Inviting someone to your room but not telling them you'd switched rooms? Why would anyone do that? 3-week alphabet, that's a good name. To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. Why is this bot still in my presence, sheepy? Only thing I remember, she was playing Helldivers 2. Ooh. Thank you, sheepy. That's where the answer lies. What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her. We figured it out. We know who did it. Whoever she invited over is the culprit. We still know who it is, you gosh damn idiot. Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle. Yes, I think you're right. Then we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right? It reminds me, there was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight? Oh yeah, what's the deal with that sword? Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. Seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist. How could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist? The reason I know Sayaka's wrist was broken with the fake sword is because... all you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen, there's something glittery there, see? Is that gold? Sure is. Specifically the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because... I got it! Because she got hit with the sword, right there on her wrist! I see, and so the truth draws ever closer. Alright, then it's about time to solve this mystery. What happened in my room, and what led to Sayaka's death, that's what we need to make clear. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates, oh my gosh. Yes. Are you getting used to these non-stop debates? Starting with the next debate, I'll start loading multiple truth bullets into your truth cylinder. But just like with the weak spots, only one of those bullets can actually refute the proper statement. In other words, from here on out, you'll have to combine the right truth bullets with the right weak spots to refute each statement. If you come up with the wrong combination, you'll take damage to your influence gauge. You can press the Q key to rotate the cylinder and choose which bullet to fire. Press and release the Q key to cycle through each bullet. Or you can use the mouse wheel. By the way, if the logic difficulty is set to kind, fewer bullets will be loaded into the cylinder. For our purposes this time, the logic difficulty will be set to mean. Well then, good luck and have fun. Did I choose mean? Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Oh, mama! The culprit probably grabbed the sword. And that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack!
And that's what broke Miss Maizano's wrists.
So she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away. But then the culprit took that from her too. They killed her with it. And that's exactly what happened! The sword was used first, and then the knife came afterward. Is that really the order of events? That leads to some unexplainable details. Does it? And the kitchen knife she had hidden away. I'm trying to remember, was there anything on the... Okay, I can still look at this. Cool. Some distance from the sword itself, and it shows evidence of being scratched with a sharp object. Okay. So this was used first. I forgot what the stars were. Break! Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword. Huh? Why not? Because the sword's sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it, like someone had cut into it with something sharp. Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene. Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on. The sword was used first. There wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right? That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be so heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword. So you're saying this sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I think I get it. So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere, and they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening. So she grabbed the sword to defend herself, but then the culprit took that from her too. Then after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it. Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself. What? How can you not think that? Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear. A part of her body that shows she never used the sword. You're talking about her palms, right? The palms of her hands are perfectly clean, so I don't think she picked up the sword. How can you know that just by looking at her palms? Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean. Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom? Sorry, but I don't think so. Oh, why did you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly? No, that's not it at all. There's no way Sayaka washed the gold coating off her hands because... Water can't remove it? I don't remember that being clarified anywhere. I don't recall the water being off, though, so water can't remove it? You can't get the gold coating off just using water. Then, after you brought the sword to your room, how'd you get it off? Huh? Oh, with water. What? He thrust into her, filling her with this cold steel. I'm gonna put that line on my next book. Looks like I just embarrassed myself in front of everyone. I guess the water was off? She's not I don't remember her being afraid of water, right? That's not a thing. According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime, and the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime. Oh, I forgot about that detail. Shuts off at nighttime, right? Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower here yet. Bro.
Oh my.
You're no different. You smell like a big, fat, ugly donkey.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
An insult, obviously. So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was... The one who damaged the sheath would have had to have been the one without the sword. The killer had the kitchen knife after all. They were wielding both the sword and the knife and attacked Sayaka with both at once. Wait, my bad. I misunderstood. Shimata! I misunderstood. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. Sayaka, she had the kitchen knife. But we already said that the attack started with... The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
And the one who attacked first was...
Oh, no, I was reasonable to be confused. Sayaka? Now do you understand? She wasn't the blameless victim in this. No, far from it. It's almost as if she had been planning to commit a murder of her own. What? She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation, indeed, these are all the actions of an assailant. Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct? Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not? Sayaka wanted to... on me? That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room where she was staying. And by committing the murder there instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away. So that's why she switched the names.
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior. I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms. Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid or national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Wait, then, are you saying she had all this planned out?
Holy shit. But in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be where her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife. The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder. Just hold on. That can't be true. Because...
Hey, you just have totally derailed the argument. You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it. Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Oh, yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it. Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us. Is that really all over? Obviously, I'm committed to finding out who killed her, but what can I do? I mean, as far as clues go, there's nothing left. Crash Duty Aoi's account dying message. It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there aren't any more clues, right? Let's review all the clues we've found up until this point once more. Do we really have time for all that? Die! If we don't do something, we're all gonna die! Wait, no, hold on. That's right, there is still a clue left that can lead us to who killed her. Sayaka left it behind. Yeah, it's gotta be the dying message, huh? There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message. Dining? Wait, what did you say? The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037, written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there. Well, before we get too far into that, I need to ask. Can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it? There's no question that Sayaka wrote that message, and I can prove it. Her left index finger had blood on it. That can only be because she used that finger to write the message. See, she broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand, alright? Sure, I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it, but still. What the heck do these numbers mean? 11037? Hey, Shiro, you're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit. No, that's not... yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers. Of course, it's because they're not numbers.
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
Huh? What? What?
No, it's just look at the numbers assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two 11 look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Oh, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, but so I assumed it was 11, but... Looking at it now, you could also read it as an N. Whoa, you might have finally just said something worth a shit.
Our little gray cells are really getting excited now.
But even if that really is an N, N037 doesn't make any more sense than before. Leon. Damn it, it's no use, I just don't know. Rotate the image 180 degrees. Huh? Rotate it. I think maybe I see something. Oh my god, now I see! She wrote down the killer's name! Huh? You just shot past the clue part and ran into who did it! So, whose name did she write? Sayaka's dying message reveals the real killer's name. What do I switch? This guy, he's the real killer? Alright, bro. I forgot that was Leon. The key to solving the mystery was simply to rotate the writing 180 degrees. If you turn the message around, it becomes the letters Leon. Leon. Or more accurately, Leon. Okay. What? What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence. It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name. No, it's not random at all. She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it. In that position, she couldn't move to write normally and had to write upside down, as it were. And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like that, like her, and the letters will be inverted. That sounds like one hell of a stretch to me. I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that. If you're not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence? Huh? You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of. The evidence that Leon tried to get rid of. I know what it was. You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right? As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them. And to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood, they threw it into the incinerator. But one piece burned off and got left behind. And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked. Isn't that right, Leon? There's one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty. Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up. That's right! There are plenty of other people with shirts like mine. I did not process him wearing a white button-up, to be honest with you. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to. You're right. That alone isn't enough. But there are some other points that may reveal the truth. Are you finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are right here. Yeah, I think so. The burnt remains of the button-up shirt, which the killer wasn't able to get rid of. There's something about it we need to pay attention to in order to figure out who is responsible. Yeah, where it was disposed of, right? Where this shirt was destroyed. If we focus on that, the killer will become clear. Where it was destroyed? You're talking about the trash room incinerator, right? How the fuck's that supposed to make anything clear? Would it not, though? Because he has to have access to it, right? I mean, how it was disposed of is pretty much irrelevant, I think. I don't see how that has any relevance to anything. The time the shirt was destroyed. Okay, that's also not going to be the answer. Do you really have evidence that proves what time it was destroyed? I don't think you do. Okay, I don't see how the way it was destroyed has any relevance to figuring out who the killer is. If we look closely at how the shirt was disposed of, we should be able to figure out who the killer is. Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say. You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right? And obviously you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either. You need the key to get in, and the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty. So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
Interesting. Wait.
No, that's wrong. There was another way to use the incinerator without being the one on cleaning duty. And that's exactly what proves that Leon is the real killer. I don't remember learning this detail. Key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right? The only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash. And you have to get close to the incinerator in order to destroy the evidence. Which means the only possible suspect is whoever had the trash room key.
Okay, so the person who would have had the trash room key was... me?
Rose crying. No, I'm sure there was another way. I guess, did he throw the crystal ball at the incinerator? I guess that's what they're trying to say here. Did he throw the crystal ball and that's why it broke? But how did he get the shirt in the incinerator in the first place? Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using the trash room key. But if you can't get past the gates, you couldn't possibly turn it on the incinerator, could you? Yes, you could. If you use this. What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell. Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball, but how would you use it? The killer had to use the glass ball in a certain way, which was... Well, rolling it wouldn't have hit the button, so he'd have to throw it. The killer simply took aim at the incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate. All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
Someone threw that through a gap in the gate?
Remember what you said before, Hifumi?
Someone turned the incinerator on. Very strange. I'm quite certain it was off the last time I was down here. Perhaps it was the work of a fairy.
So I guess he just threw the shirt away and it got put in the incinerator, but the incinerator hadn't been turned on, so he had to turn it on? Is that my understanding? Hifumi had the key, so the only way the incinerator could have been turned on without his knowledge was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening the gate. Once they gotten the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in. Oh, okay, is it way closer than I thought it was? Hey, come on, what the hell is this? All you have to do is look at the scenes and know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room. the shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly. Wait, no, just hold on! But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right? The pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small. Oh, he was a baseball star. That's a good point, actually. Could someone really do that? That's right. There's no way. It'd be impossible. Difficult, absolutely. Impossible? I don't think so. Because the killer is... It wouldn't have been much of a challenge at all for the killer because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right, Leon? Do you have any idea how stupid you sound right now? A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star. You can't be serious. I'm not the killer! Gosh, damn shit for brains, I've got it all wrong, I'm telling you! You still won't admit it? Okay then. Makoto, go ahead and review the incident one more time to make his crime perfectly clear. And with that, we can end this. Listen to me, what the hell do you mean end this? Say what you want, Leon. But all the questions have been answered, and the truth has been revealed. Now here's what happened. Every case has one last element to bring the class trial to an end. That is the closing argument. In this phase, you'll give a complete summary of the case. You'll have to reproduce the flow of events for the case in the form of a comic book. However, you'll notice that in the comic, there are a number of pieces missing. It's up to you to complete the comic using the provided truth panels. Also, if you take aim at a missing section and press the left mouse button, holy cow, you'll get a hint that might lead to a breakthrough. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay. Climax! Finish the thoughts. Okay, so I got... He comes into the room, she's got the knife. How do I move on again? What did it say I have to do to move on? Uh-oh. Oh, here we go, okay. He stabs. Yeah, this is a manga. That's a good point. I missed something here. So he blocks the knife. Okay, I think that's right. Yeah, he and then he breaks her wrist. Oh shit, she looks terrified. Okay, and he undoes it with the screwdriver. No. Okay, so there's stuff in here that's wrong. He doesn't open it. He uses the screwdriver to get the door open, right? And he's in there with her. Okay, then he comes in, stabs her. She draws on the wall. Oh wait, no. Yeah, right? Okay, then he cleans up on his own. Well, this already happened here, is the thing. So she gets stabbed. I guess maybe she writes it here? Hey, what up, Riley? I guess no, sorry, my bad. This is interface here is kind of screwing me up. Okay, do that, and then he comes out. That's done. The message is written. He grabs that, cleans everything off. He takes the fortune ball and hits the incinerator. Starts the incinerator up. And then that happens over here, actually. Throws it in. Okay, let me just make sure all this looks good. So it looks like there are going to be pieces that are not used. Okay, no, he comes to the door, my bad. He comes in. Then he sees the sword. She stabs him. He blocks with the sword. Then he hits. Okay, there we go. There we go. There's never a scene where she's like in the corner here. Yeah, then she drops the knife. He unlocks the door with a screwdriver. Comes in. Stabs her. She writes the message. I think that's right? He writes the message. She's already in the room at this time. Writes the message. Picks up the cleaner. Cleans the floor. Throws the fortune ball, crystal ball. Throws his clothes in. A little piece remembers. Yeah, I think that's right. I think I better take one more look back at the case from the beginning. Last night, the killer went into my room. Went to the room Sayaka was in. In other words, my room. From what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person they're intending to kill him. She attacked him with the knife she'd taken from the kitchen earlier. This is pretty cool. But then something happened that she wasn't prepared for. They grabbed the fake sword I'd put in my room and fought back. During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist. What? I thought she dropped the knife at that point. Am I wrong? Oh, I guess she already dropped the knife. Oh, okay. Here. Now she's in the corner. Okay, never mind. Okay. I guess I didn't realize that she already dropped the knife here. Whoops. Done. And that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen knife. Finding herself cornered, Sayaka panicked and ran into the bathroom. The killer went after her but couldn't get the bathroom door open. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily, and there was a trick to opening it. Sayaka knew about that because I told her, but of course the killer had no way of knowing. So instead, the killer forced the door open, took the kitchen knife, and stabbed Sayaka. With what strength she had remaining, Sayaka left a dying message. To keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it on the wall behind her. And with that, all her strength was gone. With Sayaka dead, the killer quickly began destroying the evidence. First, they took off their shirt, which was covered in their victim's blood. Then they took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire area. They wanted to make sure they'd got rid of any trace that they'd ever been there. Afterwards, the killer headed to the trash room to destroy their bloody shirt. They tried to burn the shirt using the incinerator there. But the trash room is blocked off by an especially sturdy gate, preventing access to the incinerator. So they came up with a plan to use Hiro's crystal ball, which he had left in the laundry room. The killer managed to throw the ball through the gap in the gate and hit the incinerator switch. For any normal person, that'd be an impossible throw, but the killer had the confidence to take the shot. And that's because the killer was the ultimate baseball star. The crystal ball, thrown with absolute precision, hit the switch on the incinerator, which then quickly roared to life. Having destroyed the final piece of evidence, they left the area with, I imagine, a sigh of relief. But there was one thing that they missed. Part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire burnt away and fell out of the incinerator. The killer didn't notice this and so left behind a piece of indisputable evidence. Indisputable evidence. Ah! Ooh, flash. Boom! Isn't that right, Leon? Complete. It would appear that Hiro simply forgot his crystal ball in the laundry room. You went there to try to wash the blood out of your shirt, and that's where you saw it, right? Seeing the ball, you thought of a way to take care of everything. So, Leon, do you object to anything that's been said? Do I object? Hell yes, I object! Of course I do! I object! I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid theories. You need evidence. Where's the evidence? Without evidence, it's all bullshit. It's bullshit and I refuse to acknowledge it. Well then, I guess this is as good a time as any to present the evidence that proves you did it. Makoto, I believe you're in possession of that evidence. I have the evidence? Your first bullet time battle is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Oh my gosh, it keeps going. I thought that was going to be it. Sometimes during a class trial, your opponent simply won't want to hear what you have to say. When this happens, you will engage them in a head-to-head battle. We like to refer to this as the bullet time battle, aka the BTB, by the way. During the BTB, you want to destroy your opponent's statements in time with the rhythm. Oh. I feel like I remember seeing that. Match your button presses with each tempo marker as they move across the screen to reach the center. Press the right mouse button to lock on to an opponent's statement. Destroy the statement you've locked onto with the left mouse button as the tempo marker reaches the center. Use this method to deal damage to your opponent. If you can't pull it off, you'll be the one in pain. Do this consistently and consecutively and you'll start a combo. Keep this going and you'll initiate a tempo up. On the flip side, if you keep missing, you'll get into a tempo down situation. When the tempo changes, so does the timing for hitting each button. So watch out for that. Deal enough damage to your opponent and their weak spot statement will appear. At that point, you can press the left mouse button to shoot it with the true bullet like in any other statement. Refute their statements fast enough and you'll come out victorious. But just like before, if your influence gauge reaches 0 or you run out of time, you fail. Well then, good luck and have fun. When the killer broke the bathroom doorknob, they didn't use anything from your room to do it. So what did the killer use? What did the killer use to take apart the doorknob? I refuse to acknowledge you! You're stupid! Stupid, stupid, stupid! Stupid, 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 stupid! I have to show indisputable evidence that Leon is the killer. I need to figure it out. It's a toolbox. Favorite game in DR1, honestly? It's so fun. Okay. What am I? Sorry. What am I supposed to? What am I supposed to be doing here? Failing to hit a statement in time will count as a miss. As you continue to match the rhythm, you will have the chance to lock on to an enemy statement. At this point, press the right mouse button to lock on. Okay, so do I have to choose specific messages, or do I just hit choose whatever, and it doesn't matter? Because I don't know how do I choose? I don't see a way to like choose. Press the tab. I feel like, did they even explain that? Tab key in time with the rhythm to reload your bullets. Each button press will reload one bullet. If your difficulty level is set to kind, you will not have to reload. Press the space key to activate fever time. Nega time. During the battle, your enemy may activate nega time. When this happens, the tempo marker will disappear. Okay, these things were not explained to me. Okay, I don't understand how this game works.
It would appear that the one with the most votes is Makoto. However, Makoto was not the Blacken. Too bad. Looks like the real killer gets to graduate. Congratulations to them. On the other hand, everyone else must now be punished.
Is this really it for us? Is it all over? Yeah. I don't get how this system works. You lock onto the messages in time with the beat. Okay, so you have to do everything to the beat. I feel like it was not explained very well. Okay, I see how this works now. Okay. Represented with the oh my god, look at this guy. Represented with a rhythm game, I feel like the assumption is that everything is done to the beat. I feel like the way it explained it made me think that wasn't the case, but the screws on the bathroom doorknob were removed. I wonder what kind of tool the killer used to remove them. I mean, it had to be a screwdriver, right? Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure the toolkits we got each had one inside.
And that must be what he used, and there aren't any other tools anywhere.
But the toolkit used in my room had clearly never been used. That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought they were in Sayaka's room. Only the boys got toolkits, so the killer naturally assumed there wouldn't be one in there. Okay, then whose toolkit did the killer use? Stupid, stupid, stupid! It had to be their very own toolkit. I'm gonna stop yelling. My voice hurts. Leon, would you mind showing us your toolkit? If I'm right about this, then the screwdriver will show some evidence of being used. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Huh? And if you say you used it for something else, you'll have to explain exactly when, where, and why. And let me say this right now. I lost it isn't an excuse at this point. Stupid. Bruh. I love that. So, you have no rebuttal. And it would seem we are finished here. Bro. Bro's looking wacky. I got a C rank on that last one. That was pretty stinky. I just got 90 medals? Whoa, wait, what? I just got 90 medals?
Looks like you've reached your verdict. Then are we ready to cast our votes?
I'm gonna be so real. I feel like, is it even worth it looking for the Monokuma coins around the world then? I just got 90. That's like 10 times more than I found by exploring everywhere.
You have a lever in front of you. Use it to make your selection.
Like, I'll obviously try to find them like because I want to look at stuff anyway, but like, I feel like it's not worth it to specifically go out of my way to look for them.
Oh, just to remind you all, make triple sure you vote for someone. You wouldn't want to be punished for something so minor, right? Okay, then let's get excited! Who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
This game is so fucking charming, dude. So stupid. Oh, we don't actually have to vote. I guess that makes sense. What would be the point?
Uh-oh, looks like you got it right on the money. The Blackened in this case, the one that killed Sayaka, was none other than Leon Kuwata.
Hold on a second. Leon, did you really kill Sayaka? I don't believe it. Okay. The manga did make him look like he was coming over there to like have sex with her or something. I don't know, like I don't know if that's because of the fact that it was Makoto who was retelling it, and so he was making Leon out to be like a hardcore creeper, like weirdo. Or if that was actually like the reality of the situation. But if it's not, like, honestly, low key, Sayaka kind of deserved it. She did like try to kill him. So like, I don't think he did anything wrong, really. So this kind of sucks for him. Again, it depends whether he was like going there to like assault her or something, but like, I don't know. And I feel like it wouldn't really be like like if she was saying like come over and talk, like, and we'll do something, but she said she wanted to talk, right? I don't know. It depends. We'll see if he was going to come over there and do something that he shouldn't have. That's whatever. But I don't think we have any real evidence for that. So this kind of just sucks for him. I don't believe it. Son of a bitch! What the hell's wrong with you? I didn't have a choice. It was kill or be killed. So that's why I killed it first. None of you are any different. One wrong step and you'd be the one standing here. It was a complete chance that I wound up like this. It was just unlucky. That's all. Hey, come on. You expect me to just accept my death? Everything's becoming clear. I will say the one negative point is like he was gonna let everyone else die. But like at the same time, I don't know. It's like he was right. It is kill or be killed. So like, should he then have to die for it? I don't know. Very morally gray situation. The decision we made was right after all. But when I think about that, honestly, I'd be better off if we'd been wrong. Because of what we came up with really is the truth. And that truth is that Sayaka was trying to frame me. I mean, he killed someone so he wouldn't die, so why would he immediately come clean and die anyway? That's a good point. I'm just saying, like, it's like morally gray, right? Like him choosing to not come clean would cause everyone else to die. But then is it really on him to choose to die to save the rest of them? It's one of those like moral quandaries of like, would you save one life or would you save 10, right? But even if that's true, I can't say she was wrong. After all, the mastermind, it's all because of that video. Even I couldn't handle what I saw in there. Retributive justice is cool and epic, actually. If I was her, and the video actually had something to do with me, can't even imagine. Now we're trapped here with no way out. Didn't he have a video that was about him, though, with his family? Wasn't his family threatened in the same way? They're probably waiting for me. I can't afford to be stuck in here. Yeah, so he has the same rationale. That is true. That is true. He didn't have to go and kill her. He could have just said, like, oh, she tried to kill me. But that comes back down to, like, who is anyone going to believe him? I guess maybe Makoto could have, like, backed Leon up and been like, oh yeah, we, like, switched rooms, and, like, why would she have done all this stuff? And there's, like, a knife blade and the sword. I guess there would have been evidence, but I can see why, like, adrenaline fueled he would. Yeah, Makoto wouldn't have believed him. That's a good point. Unless there was, like, a lot of evidence that he had. But Leon's not very smart, so I don't think he would have come up with a lot of evidence. The one thing that was more important to her than anything else, her dreams, her friends. Because no one would have died? Not maybe immediately. I have a feeling that Sayaka wouldn't wouldn't let that go for very long, though, if she was willing to do this. To have to see something like that happen to them. And Sayaka. That's why Sayaka, for the friends that meant so much to her. That's why she betrayed me. So, when she said, he bro's got it down bad. She was lying to me from the very beginning. She was using me. Is that why she talked to me in the first place? Yeah, I realized that she was using you, Doc. She was manipulating the absolute shiz out of you. I guess I'll never know now. Because there's nothing I can do to ask her what she was thinking. Once you're dead, that's that.
Boy, howdy! The entertainment industry must sure be terrifying, huh? I mean, to try and kill someone just because of those relationships. She seemed so nice and lovely on the outside, but inside, she descended into pure madness.
What did you say?
I understand, really I do. Yep. You're in utter despair thanks to Sayaka's betrayal, right? Compassion, intimacy, love. The stronger those feelings, the stronger the despair when they collapse.
Stop screwing with us. This is all your fault. Sayaka being forced to do something like that. All of it. Everything. It's all your fault. Suddenly in a frenzy, I lunged at Monokuma. No. But that's enough. As angry as I was, Kyoko latched onto my arm without hesitation. Her grip was like iron, strong enough I was sure it would leave a bruise. Shiz, bro. If you really want to make her enemies pay for what they've done, you need to let it go for now. Damn it!
That was a close one. I thought for sure you were going to give me a good walloping.
Just barely avoiding punishment, you did.
Now then, since you so magnificently revealed the identity of the killer during the class trial, the Malakian Leon Kawata will receive his punishment.
Punishment?
I mean, execution.
Oh, wait a second. I didn't have a choice. I had to kill her. Yeah, that's it. I was protecting myself in the heat of the moment. It was self-defense. How exactly was it self-defense? When you forced your way into the bathroom, did you or did you not use your very own toolkit? After she shut herself in the bathroom, you went out of your way to head back to your own room. Then you came all the way back, broke into the bathroom and killed her. Am I wrong? Okay, that's a fair point though, actually. It is very much like a stand your law situation, stand your ground situation. Like, if somebody like tries to break into your house and they run away, you don't get to like shoot them in the back, right? You don't get to like just kill them as they're retreating or as they're like you know, they've moved away and are clearly no longer a threat. It's a little bit different in this situation because, like, she clearly had the motivation and the desire to kill, and they can't exactly, like Leon doesn't really have the power to, like, keep her away from him necessarily and keep her from killing him again. It isn't like somebody, like, running away from your house into the night, right? It's like he's gonna be stuck here with her. But you had any number of chances to stop what you were doing, but you chose not to. Is it not because you had an unclouded intent to commit murder? No, that's not... Stop it. I've had enough of this. Oh, are you sure? You were closer to her than anyone, were you not? You killed your precious Sayaka. Do you understand? I can't say Leon is solely to blame. Of course, I don't plan on blaming Sayaka either. Because the one to blame is him.
Swa?
If it weren't for you, this never would have happened to Sayaka or Leon. We shouldn't be fighting each other. We should be fighting against the one who put us in this situation, the mastermind.
Uh-oh, did you awaken your sense of justice? Well, it just so happens that there's nothing more unethical than an unwavering sense of justice. After all, it's people with that sort of mentality that perpetuate war all over the world. Is that the kind of justice that's awakened within you?
Just shut up!
Okay, well, anyway, more importantly, let's hurry up and get to what everyone's been waiting for, the punishment!
I'm begging you, please don't do this.
No more begging, no more excuses! You must pay the penalty for breaking the rules. Society demands it!
Stop, please!
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment for Leon Kuwata, the ultimate baseball star!
No.
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
No! Bruh.
Leon has been found guilty! Time for the punishment!
Oh, bro. Are they, like, all special for every character? Like, every character has their own death? Whoa. Oh, no. Oh, no. I knew it was going to be baseball related. This is rough. Bruh, this is so messed up. What a way to go, man. Yikes. That wasn't as brutal as you made it sound, though, Sheepy. I thought it was going to be way more brutal. We saw was the true face of despair. That's true. That's fair enough. That is fair enough. I mean, we can't call it that. What else could we call it?
Woohoo! Extreme! Man, my adrenaline is pumping right out of control.
What's going on? I can't take this anymore. We really have to keep doing this. I just can't take it.
Well, hey, if you don't like it, all you gotta do is swear to cut all ties with the outside world and accept living here forever. But that's only if every single one of you can get on board with that.
Man, fuck you! Why the fuck are you doing all this evil shit to us?
Evil? You make it sound like I'm some dark, awful secret society type of guy. Or in this case, a dark, awful secret society type of bear. So why are you putting an upstanding young citizen like me through such a grueling ordeal? It seems like you're trying to use common sense to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. That's like trying to put a mile on a scale. I just don't think it's possible. I don't think what you're saying and what I'm saying quite fit together.
You piece of shit! I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna pound your ass into the ground!
Boo-hoo-hoo! You must really hate me to get so angry, huh? But if you do that, you're barking way up the wrong tree. What happened because more than one of you decided you wanted to get out, right? No matter how much time passes, you can't cut free of your regrets from the outside world. You're to blame.
Of course we can't cut free of the outside world, being trapped in this insane place.
You're trapped, are you? Well, I'm sure once you learn all the mysteries of this school, your thinking will change for sure. You'll think, boy, isn't it so wonderful how we all got to live in here forever?
What are you trying to say? I feel like there's some deeper meaning hidden in there. Just like before. I guess I didn't watch horror. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I can see why this would very much, like, absolutely just drill into your mind and your stomach. When you say everyone, who exactly are you referring to?
Sorry, I said everything I've got to say. I need to save some of the fun for later.
And just like that, he was gone. He left us there overwhelmed by a nightmare turned reality. Let's go Bond, guys. That's nighttime's Bond. After he was gone, we stood there forever, unable to move. Actually, no, it wasn't that long, I think. Everyone just lost their sense of time. We were all too scared. Scared of being alone. No one even tried to speak. Their faces were stone, their voices dead. But it was in that moment. Makoto, can I talk to you for a second? She moved in close and whispered into my ear. Before we head back, there's something I want to talk to you about. It's about Sayaka, isn't it? I'm surprised you figured it out. I told you before the class trial started, you had to figure out the mystery of this case yourself. You wanted me to realize how Sayaka betrayed me by myself, didn't you? The thought never even crossed my mind. I feel like such a fool, becoming such an easy target like that. Sayaka meant to double-cross you. That's a fact that you can never change. But even till the very end, she wasn't sure of her decision. That's why, as she lay dying, she was thinking of you. She was thinking... me? Can't just say something like that. I mean, there's no way you can know that. Only Sayaka would know for sure, and we can't ask her now. Even if you can't ask her, you can infer it, don't you think? Her final thoughts was how she could protect you. That's true, she wouldn't have wrote Leon otherwise, really, unless she just wanted to get back at Leon. What? The fact that she used her last ounce of energy to leave her dying message proves it. If she didn't care what happened to you, she never would have left that message. Well, maybe she just wanted to get back at the person who had killed her. That's certainly one possibility. But I don't think that's what it was. She was uncertain. She wasn't sure she could kill someone or deceive you. Which is why her plan failed. Her hesitation attracted failure. It's almost ironic when you think about it. Why are you telling me all this? Because you're the kind of person who can overcome this. Because you can move past the deaths of your friends, Sayaka and Leon, and keep moving forward. Without something like that, the others would never be able to break free of such a desperate situation. Move past their deaths? Could never do that. No, I'm not going to carry them. I'm going to carry them with me for the rest of my life. How can I possibly move past something like that? Leon, Sayaka, I'll carry them with me forever. I'll carry the memories with me wherever I go. Instead of forgetting them, you're choosing the high road, the hard road. Well, I have high expectations for you. She said that. She revealed the smallest smile. By the way, I have to admit, I'm curious. How did you know I wanted to talk to you about Sayaka? Oh, well, I'm psychic. Oh, no, stop that shiz, Makoto. That's good. No. Huh? Kidding. I just have pretty good intuition. To survive. The end. Oof. How many chapters does this game have, out of curiosity? You received the Despair Bat present. 5 or 6? So there's less than I thought, actually. Okay. Oh, that must suck, though, dude. Going back to your room that she got murdered in. Oh, they did clean it, though. It's gone. She really is gone. Almost like there was never anything there to begin with. The last sign of Sayaka's existence has disappeared without a trace. It's like you said. After the class trial, before we took the elevator back up, Monokuma told us.
Oh, I almost forgot. Since the class trial is over, I'll go ahead and dispose of all the corpses. It's okay. No need to thank me. Just seeing your delighted, smiling faces is thanks enough for me. After all, nobody wants to look at a rotting corpse every day. That can't be good for your health. Yeah.
They aren't even here yet, because they're in other games, but I feel my Danganronpa kin's resurfacing. I didn't even have time to mourn Sayaka and Junko's deaths. I'm sure that's exactly why he did it. It's a bad joke, a sickening dream, but I have to accept the reality of it all. I headed back to the dining hall to meet up with the others. I'm gonna grab some water real quick. I will be right back. Alright, we're back, gamers. We're back. Sorry if I sound nasally, by the way. I feel like I sound nasally today. I feel like my nose is like a little bit stuffed. I'm kind of low-key worried I'm like sort of sick for some reason. I don't really feel sick, but simultaneously I'm like my speaking voice feels as though I'm sick in some way. Sorry I'm late. Hey, are you okay, Makoto? You sure took your sweet time. I was just about to go get you and drag you back here. Sorry. So, what happened? Was your room fixed up like you said? I imagine it would be pretty hard to sleep with a rotting corpse in your bathroom. Jesus, that's fucked up, man. Why would you say something like that? My room was spotless. There wasn't anything left. Like the whole thing never happened. Yeah, that was like pretty out of pocket for him to say that. Must be tough staying there, knowing what happened. Why don't you just stay in Sayaka's room? Well, staying there, with her scent still hanging in the air, that would hurt just as much. Plus, besides that I can't turn away from her death. Makoto. Hey, cheer up. Getting depressed isn't gonna help anything, right? If we all work together, I'm sure we'll find a way out of here. So everyone, just try and cheer up and get back on track. Is that honestly supposed to make us feel better? I really wish it was Togami who did it instead. Huh? We were already working together, and yet someone was still murdered. Anyone could betray us at this point. Now that it's happened once, it's a question of when, not if, the next one takes place. Yeah, because Sayaka made the first move. But if we work together against the mastermind, nobody will have any reason to do something like that. Keep telling yourself that. I'll be over here in the real world. Working together, fighting for a common enemy. Like it or not, it's not that simple.
What do you mean?
The mastermind seems to be much more powerful than we ever suspected. They took over Hope's Peak, which was supposed to be well defended, then modified it to fit their desire. They created Monokuma, which seems to be incredibly advanced, and they're providing for our every need. And the cherry on top is the execution we witnessed. Everything has been planned down to the last excruciating detail. This is not the work of your everyday psychopath. Defying them may be too great of a risk. Then, what are we supposed to do? Anyone who truly does want to escape, will just have to follow the rules. In which case, the only option is to deceive those around you and win the game. Oh. No what? I don't want to live if it means killing someone else to do it. I don't want to kill anyone else. Anyone else? What do you mean? Leon died because we all voted for him, right? It's no different from us killing him ourselves. But we hadn't voted for him, then we all would have died instead, right? That isn't what you wanted, is it?
He's right. If you heap that kind of blame on yourself, you'll turn into a full-fledged masochist.
Chihiro, listen. You're not to blame. Not you, not Leon, and not Sayaka. The mastermind is responsible for everything that's happened. We had no choice but to vote. I can't even imagine what would have happened to us if we'd refused. And in the end, it was Monokuma who ultimately killed Leon. Don't waste your anger on yourself. Instead, direct it at the mastermind.
Nighttime!
Uh-oh.
Oh, and one more thing. It was totally obvious before that you were trying to make yourselves feel better and justify what you did. See you, don't see you, see you. That's about how much I can see you, even when you try to hide. Now, pay attention and remember this well. The burden of judging others is a heavy one to bear, so be well aware of your actions. Order and stability rely on the sacrifice and responsibility of everyone. Okay then. Sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
What was that about just now? Was he saying it's our fault that happened? That's pretty cruel, man. That piece of shit. Who does he think he is? And so, the day drew to a close. A tense, maddening day that saw the death of 3 classmates. Sayaka, Junko, and Leon. But this is just the beginning. Our despair has only just begun. Boy's life of despair. I woke up the next day to Monokuma's normal morning announcement. Then he called us all to the gym. What are you gonna do to us this time? We were practically frozen with fear, but Monokuma was determined to get us involved in his little game. And with that goal in mind, he began it.
Okay, lift your arms up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now reach way up and bend way down. Tighten those muscles. Let's add a little strength, a little speed to those young bodies of yours. Doesn't this feel just great? Being stuck inside like this, you gotta make sure to stay healthy.
You're the one keeping us stuck inside.
Don't sweat the small stuff. That's my motto. Whoa, I sounded pretty cool just now, don't you think? Did you fall in love with me? Am I just to die for? Am I just to die in writhing agony for?
So, why did you call us here? Certainly it wasn't just to make us exercise.
Just to make you exercise. Just to make you exercise. If exercise makes you laugh, exercise will make you cry. Now, if you keep doing these exercises, you will uncover the secret of the Assassin's Fist. Passed down from generation to generation in the Empire of Darkness, the power can be yours. That sounds like the kind of junk a middle schooler would come up with. It doesn't matter. Just get to the point. Do you really call us down here just to exercise? Of course not. You think I have that kind of free time on my hands? Okay, so then... I'd like to make an announcement. Every time you overcome a class trial here at Hope's Peak, a whole new world will open up to you.
Whole new world?
It'd really suck if you had to live here forever with nothing new to stimulate you. Besides, I know how you kids get these days with your ADD and ADHD. I gotta keep you motivated. So go ahead, look around all you want. Enjoy the brave new post-trial world till you explode. With that, Monokuma disappeared, leaving us even more confused than when he'd shown up. But, new world? Is he talking about a way to get outside? That seems unlikely. We don't know till we look. Whatever he meant, it seems we'll have to search the school one more time. Okay, now let's split up and start investigating. When you're done, everyone meet back up at the dining hall and we'll share what we found. You're basically a one-trick pony, you know that? More like a staple food source. Now let's get moving. Saying his words as their signal, everyone scattered and left the gym. Scatter! How's everyone enjoying Danganronpa? What's this? Inside the display case are trophies and other items. You love Danganronpa? I'm glad. Hey, Makusa, did you see what's inside the display case? Bad. This is super bad, man. What are you talking about? I didn't notice anything at all that weird in there. Sure, to the untrained eye, it's nothing, but this is awful. A bad, awful, terrible trap. That stuff you see lined up there? Any god come by and use it to send a message. Huh? Ah, I've been struck with knowledge. It's an ill omen of total devastation and ruin. Let me out of here. Let me out. I have no idea what he's talking about, so maybe I'll just leave him alone.
This dude's crazy. Hate it, bad game, make me sad. The gate that was blocking the stairs has been opened. Is this what Monokuma meant by a new world? If so, what's up there? This is the second floor of the school. Maybe there's some kind of clue here. Yeah, I'm sure of it. There's gotta be something here. I'm blue, da ba dee ba wa da da ba dee da ba da. Da ba dee ba wa da. This is where the bathroom and cleaning supplies are stored. I don't see anything useful in here. Makoto trying to go into the girl's bathroom, cancel, but I don't think he's trying to. I was trying to. I don't think you can stick that on him very easily.
Shh. The baby is sleeping. Please be quiet.
This must be what he meant by a new world. I should probably take a really close look around. No, it's pointless, but I can't stop looking at the clock. Even if the time was wrong, I wouldn't have any way of knowing. Really don't like that. Honestly, it really does feel like there's like no point doing like specifically trying to find the stuff that's like hidden around, because it's just like you get so many from the trial. What is the point of this little hallway? What a strange architecture to this school. Why are there windows on the back of the classroom? What is this massive atrium? Don't ask questions. Looks like a laptop. Laptop looks old and it's all covered in dust. It's broken. I tried pressing the power button earlier, but nothing happened. Broken, huh? Too bad. I was hoping I could use it to go online and see what's going on in the outside world. If it's broken, there's nothing I can really do about it. It's called a hallway? Okay, smart guy. Hallways aren't typically like larger than the like. They don't typically like have an entryway, and then have a massive like atrium area, and then continue on. The shelf is covered in dust, but on the shelf is a letter. Makoto is just really small. What's this? Hope's Peak Academy? It was buried under a thick layer of dust. It must have been sitting there for quite a while. Well, shall we see what's inside? But we shouldn't read other people's mail without their permission. What we shouldn't do is leave this here without finding out what's inside. Okay. I broke the seal on the dusty envelope and pulled out the single sheet of paper I found inside. I unfolded the paper and read what was written there. From the Hope Speak Academy Executive Office. Throughout the years, we have been committed to shaping the youth who will one day shape the world. We have a long, proud history as an institution of higher learning with full governmental support. Our graduates enter society ready to take on active leadership roles in every major job field. However, Hope Speak Academy must now lower the curtain on its glorious history for the time being. This decision was not an easy one to make, but serious issues beyond our control have made it necessary. But make no mistake, this is not the end for Hope Speak Academy. We intend to reopen our doors as soon as the issues forcing our closure have been resolved. That being said, this is the end for now. And I would like to personally and sincerely thank everyone for your help and support over the years. For now, we are awaiting official governmental authorization to formally cease operations. What does this mean? Kyoka might have subconsciously influenced Sasuke? That's dope. Makoto's gonna get canceled for reading other people's mail. He's gonna get that's a felony, bro. He's going to jail. He's gonna get out of here, and then the cops are gonna be like, "You read people's mail? Jail." The contents of this letter are quite interesting indeed. It would seem Hope's Peak had stopped functioning as a school. And judging by the amount of dust the letter had collected, it doesn't seem to have happened recently. If I had to guess, I'd say this letter could be at least a year old. So, you're saying Hope's Peak Academy closed at least a year ago? Most likely, the mastermind took over the abandoned school in order to put on this little performance. But that would mean it was closed when I got here just a few days ago. But I didn't get that sense at all. Plus, if the school had shut down, don't you think it would have been in all the newspapers and stuff? I mean, you're saying it could have happened over a year ago, right? But before I got here, I looked stuff up online about the school and never saw anything about this. It must have all been a part of the mastermind's plan. They lured us all in here. Someone who could create a place to judge and execute people could potentially be capable of anything. Of course, that's all assuming that this letter is real. If it is real, though, that does solve one mystery surrounding the school. The reason there are no other students here could be because the school had already closed down. That would be a nice, simple solution. It's true. But then, well, what about this other part? This decision was not an easy one to make, but serious issues beyond our control have made it necessary. What did they mean by serious issues? That's apparently why the school had to close. Is there any connection between that and what's happening to us now? The two events are in fact connected. Uncovering that connection would be a useful clue, on top of figuring out the mastermind's motive. Although I can't really say any more until we find more details. So in other words, only the mastermind knows the truth right now. Mastermind's motive. We can figure out why they would want to imprison us all here. Will that be enough to get us out of here? Sheesh. There's a thick layer of dust on top of the desk. It looks like this library has been neglected for a pretty long time. As nice as the school itself is, whoever's in charge of upkeep has been pretty lazy. Strange. Oh, sick, a Monokuma coin. A Monocoin. The shelf is packed tight with books, but looking at it, the whole thing is incredibly dusty. It looks like this library has been neglected for a pretty long time. Even though it's a prestigious high school, something about maintenance again, probably. It's behind this door. It's some kind of archive. All I saw in there was stacks of old books and files. I can't imagine what business you would have in there. It's true. I don't really have any reason to check it out. I hate this guy. I hate this guy so much. But still, this library is most interesting. Huh? What's interesting about it? Oh, nothing. I was just thinking out loud. Fucking, this guy's such a effing bastard, man. Let's talk to everybody. It's remarkably dusty in here, and the lighting is less than ideal. For a library, it's not the kind of place I'd want to do much reading in. Must be pretty happy to have all these books around Hatsuko. Not particularly. Nothing's really caught my attention so far.
Indeed. There's a plethora of books, it's true, but the content seems lacking. Where's the comic books? Where's the young adult section?
Comic books? Young adults? That stuff's a waste of time.
I've seen what you write, Miss Fukawa. Talented as you are, your stuff isn't any more worthwhile.
My stories are filled with true love and pure feelings. Took a present to that garbage of yours. Your writing doesn't even mean anything. Just a bunch of jumbled up letters. Just someone should just burn it all.
Oh, the lady don't protest too much, methinks. I bet you're secretly into boy-on-boy action.
Boy on boy? I don't care if it's an anime or comics or fanfic or whatever. It's all filth. Throwaway culture that'll be trashed and forgotten in half a decade. Ugh, just talking about it makes me sick to my stomach. I feel like I could just throw up.
You insulted me and you insulted my honor.
This story is starting to freak me out. I've never seen anything like it. Was she saying boy on boy? Specifically is bad, or does she just hate romance? She's a romance author, right? She said all of it? Okay. I guess you could hate that. It's whatever. She's not canceled. Not canceled yet. You know, I gotta like chill with the voices a little bit, especially right now. Like, my voice is it's struggling a little bit for sure. Notice you have those same middle plates covering them. I might chill with the emotiveness of the voices for now. I know it's pointless, but I can't stop looking at the clock. Okay. Like this does not exist in buildings. You know what you see what I'm saying, right? This does not exist. There aren't just like massive areas like that. Pool? Yes. Oh, Makoto. Hey, guess what? Guess what I found? A pool. There's a pool here. A pool. A pool, 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 pool. You don't have to keep repeating it. I got it. And there's a ton of extras equipment in the locker room. Sakura's gonna go nuts when she finds out. Yeah, you're right about that. This is way more excited than usual. Several of those areas on our campus? Were there? I don't remember there being any of those areas on our campus. The second floor has opened up, the living area has grown, and a number of facilities are now available. Whatever else is going on, I must admit things have been made much more comfortable for us. If things continue like this, the occasional class trial may not be so bad. I think my favorite character is Chihiro. Hey, Chihiro, have you checked out the pool yet? No. I don't like wearing swimsuits. Yeah, you seem like the type who might not be into that kind of thing. But still, it sounds like the locker rooms here have all the extras equipment you could ask for. Maybe I'll give it a try. I'd kind of like to get a little stronger. Want to get stronger? I have to say that's kind of unexpected. But I'm not even brave enough to step foot into the locker room. Huh? You don't even want to go in the locker room? It's not that I don't want to, it's just... I don't get it. Is she afraid of locker rooms or something? A pretty weird phobia, though. Okay, well, I think I can probably guess that Chihiro is the trans character that was hinted at. Seems fairly likely based on that statement. Behind this door is the locker room. This is the girls' locker room. A true gentleman will respect our space, yes? It's alright, it's alright. I feel like I would have figured it out pretty quickly anyway. Behind this door is the locker room. Oh, and I guess you need your handbook to get into the locker rooms. Really?
Really?
Oh!
If you want to unlock the locker room, you'll have to swipe your personal e-handbook across the card reader next to the door. However, to ensure maximum security within each locker room, only a boys' handbook can open the boys' locker room, and the same goes for the girls. And that's the bottom line. But what if someone opens the door and then someone else sneaks in? Anyone who commits such indecency will be punished without mercy for their scandalous sexual depravity. Is that why the gun is here? Oh my god! See, there's a Gatling gun mounted on the ceiling, right? And it'll be all tuka.
Bet it really hurt to get shot by that thing. No, I think it's be a little worse than that. Gentle inspection gun. But what happens if someone loans their handbook to someone else? A boy could borrow a girl's handbook and that would get them into the girl's locker room, would it not?
What? That never even occurred to me. To think someone would be so low, so cowardly, so devilish. Okay, then how's this sound? Time for a new rule. As of this moment, loaning your e-handbook to another student is strictly prohibited. There, so now nobody can give their handbook to anyone else, right? You like that? I'm kind of a genius, right? It's because my brain is 100% cotton.
I do not imagine anyone would have lent their handbook out in the first place. After all, they would likely be held responsible for anything that person might do using the handbook. But you seem awfully concerned with all this locker room security stuff.
Because all you teenagers are sex-crazed maniacs. You're at that age you try humping a plastic bottle. So to keep anything unseemly from happening, I have to maintain a rigorous watch.
In that case, I would ask that you keep the same close eye on our dorms. If some man and some woman decided to share a room, there would be nothing to stop them.
All I care about is protecting the holy image of the school itself. I don't care what happens in your private dorms, by force or by cunning.
Okay, Monokuma.
Do whatever you want.
I hate you so much.
Okay, so the new regulation is now in place. See ya!
Man, that stupid bear totally ruined my mood. Maybe I could take a dip to cheer myself up.
Celeste, Chihiro, you want to come with me?
There's nothing I hate more than getting water on my face. Sorry. I'll pass this time.
Oh, come! When you're in a funk, there's nothing better than a good swim to pull you out of it.
Pretty sure that only applies to you. Anyway, now I have a pretty good idea what's on the second floor, but I didn't see anything that might lead to any kind of exit or anything. All I can do now is hope someone else found something worthwhile. Okay, I'd better head back to the dining hall as soon as possible. Oh man, I wanted to go swimming. Okay, but also trans programmer is such a trope, right? Like trans Linux, like uber good programmer, trans girl programmer. It's just right there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, how did it go? Did anyone discover any interesting new things?
There's a library.
And a pool, a frickin' pool, and locker rooms filled with exercise equipment. There was not, however, anything resembling an escape route. Yeah, she's right. Well, hey, there's no reason to get all sulky. Wait till you hear about my amazing discovery. The warehouse and bathhouse on the first floor of the dorms are now open. And the warehouse is chock full of food, clothes, whatever you want. There's so much, it's insane. So go ahead and stuff yourself to the gills whenever you feel like. Keep in mind, of course, that going out at nighttime is still prohibited. Please do not forget. Okay, what about a fucking way out of here? You find anything like that? Oh, well, there wasn't anything in the warehouse we could use to get our asses out of here? Nothing? Unfortunately, no, not that I saw. You fucking people. Who gives a shit if we have a goddamn pool now or a warehouse or whatever the fuck, horse? We're still trapped in this piece of shit school. We need to find a goddamn way out, horse. Now, there is no point in taking your anger out on us. Adaptation is key, yes? For now, we must each find a way to enjoy our current situation. Whatever you say, you fucking loon. For now, let's just continue our investigation and let everyone know if you should discover something. So, are we done for today? Well, yeah, I guess so. The air seemed to suddenly grow heavy again. Was this the mastermind's plan? To give us hope, just turn around and betray that hope? Why did we why did we do that? Why did we zoom in on Byakuya? Just so you know, I'm still soaking. Why seal off the dining room? I'll promise not to leave our rooms during the nighttime. Not much else to do. I'll just go to bed. His silence was particularly important.
Mr. Monokuma, do you have a second? I don't really like myself. I don't have any kind of skill or hobby I can say I'm super good at. And my grades are totally average, too. My reflexes are okay. Not great, not awful. I could get into a decent college where I'd make a few friends, maybe even find a normal girlfriend, which is exactly why I don't like who I am. I understand that now. My life is just one giant copy-paste. I don't have any imagination. I'm a perfectly average cardboard cutout. You see what I mean, right, Mr. Monokuma?
What are these effing interstitials, bro?
I want to let you know that your e-handbooks have been updated. New regulations have been added, so please take a look and enjoy your school life more than ever before.
No exchanging e-handbooks. Right, I need to hurry up and head to breakfast. Okay, well, I might stop it here for now. How do I save again? Controls. Nope. X, that's right, X. Save. Cool. I guess we did have like smaller, like much smaller versions. I guess I'm talking about like ones that big though. Like that's like that size is impressive. That size is huge. It's just so much space to have dedicated. So like a hallway. Okay, let's see. Why is music not playing? It is playing. It's just in between songs. Oh my gosh. Well, this isn't new art, but I feel like I have to show this on stream. I've got to show this on stream. It's a requirement. Why is the music so freaking quiet? There we go. Okay, it just was long build up. All right. Let's pull this up real quick. This is a really old picture by my partner. Oops.
Fuck off! Shut up! Dummy! You're so stummy! You're so dummy! You're so dummy, stupid!
Love that. That's so cute. That's 2016 Sheepy right there. Dummy, you're so... Oh, I see. Dummy, you're so stupid. It didn't look like that though. It looked like those were together. Dummy, comma. You're so stupid. You're so dummy, stupid. I see now that it's an exclamation point. Okay. That's funny. You're so dummy, stupid. Don't zombies enter inside or whatever. What is it? Don't dead. What is it? I forget what the stupid meme is. Like don't enter like dead inside or something, but it's like don't dead inside. I don't remember what it is. You know what I mean. Same concept. All right, let's want somebody to raid here really quick. Let's go ahead and raid into Desert P right now. They're playing some Lies of P, which should be fun to watch. They're a pretty epic gamer too, so I'm sure they're doing a pretty good job in here. Let's go ahead and raid into Desert P, folks. Thank you all for hanging out. I think this was a fake thing in Rampa. I was the mastermind, and the Monokuma was named Mona Neko, and the cat hairpin represents Mona Neko. Oh, interesting. You wrote your own little AU, huh? Thank you all for being here, folks. Thank you for hanging out. We'll be back tomorrow, unless I end up being really sick or something. But I think I'll be fine. I think I'm just like a little bit stuffed up for some reason. But hopefully tomorrow I'll feel better, and we can do some Hello Charlotte, episode 2. Because I really like that first game, except for that one part. But aside from that, really good. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for hanging out. I will see you all again tomorrow, hopefully. Goodbye. Let's go ahead and show Desert P some love. Goodbye, folks.